When you look at this, what do you see? Isn't this just a bunch of senseless violence? Can a student really learn while playing this? Playing sports can help teach children social skills, teamwork, and camaraderie, but some might not want to play soccer or football. Instead, they want to play an intense battle between flying rocket cars. Can they still learn and grow while playing video games instead of playing out in the field? To answer these questions, I reached out to Stemforged, which helps schools in Idaho incorporate game design lessons and esports lessons.
But right from the get-go, we knew what a powerful tool esports was going to be. Jumped right into it. We saw almost immediate results with some of the kids that we were working with. They were becoming better at communicating. Some of them were taking on leadership roles. Of course, video games have kind of like a negative connotation of being like antisocial and toxic. And that was our main approach, was to take that and flip it on its head and use video games to teach social emotional learning, meaningful communication, all that kind of stuff.
Obviously, with these esports teams, they're not exactly trying to make professional video gamers.
When we go into a classroom to teach esports, our primary goal is not to turn out mega level esports athletes. Again, use it as kind of a medium to teach that social emotional learning and just help with the way that they interact with their peers, because a lot of them have been playing games alone in their room for years and years, and they've only been exposed to the toxic aspects of a community. They've never really had the chance to like kind of see what else there is. So.
It's no secret that a lot of children these days are getting into video games. So if we can meet them where they already are and doing what they love and teach them core lessons, it'll be more impactful for them.
It's where the kids already are. They're all playing video games. They're all online already. So,
right. So as a parent, it's best to help them get those same lessons, but meet them where they are currently.
mm-hmm.
Right. And so that's what esports can do.
Yeah, and it's kind of in line with the idea that if they enjoy what they're doing wholeheartedly, they'll get more out of it. If they want to play video games, they're going to get the most out of an environment where they're allowed to do that. If they want to play video games and they have to go play soccer, they're going to just hate soccer. The, I guess, option to be on a team, I believe, is something that every kid should get the chance to experience. Being able to rely on your friends and being able to pick them up and take on leadership roles occasionally and all that kind of stuff. Any sort of team-based organization is a fantastic opportunity for students to really learn how to connect with their peers, react to maybe certain negative situations. You know, everybody loses, everybody has a bad day. And having that kind of support net of a team, I think, is really important.
Esports provides a low-stakes environment for students to get involved in a team. It allows for neurodivergence in students who have a physical injury. This means that more students can have the opportunity to get the benefits of being on a team without playing a physical sport.
But yeah, we can watch those interactions, we can hear the way that they're communicating, and we can kind of see it building and improving and becoming a way more positive and inclusive force as they go. So
a big drawback to playing esports is that you are sitting in a chair staring at a screen. I totally understand how this can be seen as negative. However, it's important to help students learn digital literacy skills. Odds are the students will grow up working jobs that involve a lot of screen time. Helping them learn how to balance digital activities versus physical activities can be extremely beneficial.
One pretty solid way to improve at video games is by improving your health outside of the game. If you're getting enough sleep, if you're getting enough exercise, if you're eating enough, if you're staying hydrated, your brain, your hands, all of those work better, they work more efficiently, and you're going to just naturally perform better if you feel better. Mostly cover that by helping them kind of understand the signs that their body is giving them. You know, so as we're watching that eye strain, that back pain, that wrist ache, all of that, we want them to be able to read that as well and say, oh, I need to take a break. I need to go for a walk. we want to kind of push with them is that both esports and physical sports are just a way to kind of embody life skills to get them ready for whatever's next. It's probably not going to be the last thing that they ever do, but it is going to prepare them for whatever they do next.
Esports can also help teachers monitor student performance in schools.
Play with us, they join esports for a little while, and then we'd have to, you know, kind of suspend them for a little while due to grades. I'd see them like working like crazy when I jump into the classes. They do everything they could to get back into esports as quickly as possible. A lot of these students, this was their first team experience. They hadn't really played a sport. They hadn't done anything like that. So they'd come back and everybody else would be like, yeah, you're back. We missed you. We need you to do this and this. Like, how else are we supposed to win? And like, yeah, it's just, it's really awesome to see. And
So we talked a little bit about that communication that they'd be learning. Let's take a look at what the professionals do and what communication they had to learn.
He's gonna be peeking you though.
You should flash through. I'm mauling it.
Is that
Backing up, I'm
what you
backing up.
Yeah,
Could
it
be push
does.
stage.
I left, Jake, I left.
Calma, eu vou dronar, tá pancada.
Vou ali, aparece.
Vou dronar, vou
Ele fez
dronar.
flecha, cuidado, pegar.
As you can see, the communication is extremely fast-paced and requires an understanding of what's going on around you and how to communicate it to your fellow team. Let's look at an example of what happens when you don't communicate. What you can see here is that we're not communicating and we both attempt to go for the ball, but all that does is just leave the other team an open shot and I had to go back and save it. Okay, so there are a lot of benefits to having esports as an option for secondary learners, such as helping them understand the consequences of too much screen usage, giving them a positive environment to learn on a team, and helping monitor their academic performance. Now, we also want to help students find activities outside. Getting your daily dose of sun and exercise is very important. If a student joins esports, he might be able to get more comfortable with the balance of indoor and outdoor activities.
I've been playing soccer since I was like 9 years old. So I've been throughout like from my childhood all the way up to I was in college playing soccer. So I've had the experience with physical sports going from playing youth level all the way to college level where I am now. With physical sports, it's very demanding on the body. Very, very, very demanding. And with esports, concluding to that, it's not really demanding at all. You're just in a chair, sitting and playing, you know what I mean? But there is a lot of combinations that are very relatable from a physical sport when it comes to esports, when it comes tactically, when it comes to planning out different plays. It's just like soccer, learning the various skills. Even on a keyboard or controller is like learning skills with a football, learning skills with soccer with your feet, baseball with your hands. Is all a learning experience. I feel like every game I've played, I find it super relatable to soccer in the fact that some people have different skills that they can put into the game that other people can't. I feel like that's the same way with physical sports as well.
Esports is a really new field, so we're trying to help people understand the differences.
Parents are like leaning more towards the physical sport over the esports in the fact that they're going outside and getting more active in that sense. And then they're not like leaning more towards like the esports side because they're like sitting on their computer all day, not that much interaction, which I definitely understand. But there's always has to be that balance. If a kid wants to play a physical sport, he does that maybe once or two times a week, and then maybe he's with the esports where he also does that as well. It really depends what the kid likes and what his hobbies are.
It's very important to help students understand what they do enjoy and helping them have a balance between the two. And it can be way easier for someone who doesn't like physical sports.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's a way safer environment. Video games are a very good avenue for kids like that who really don't want to play a physical sport and kind of want to play in esports. And I see with many high schools and colleges getting into the esports and having teams at their colleges, which is very cool and a very good avenue for kids that are really not into physical sports as well. When it comes to college, and depending the college you want to go to, they have a vast majority of esports organizations that they have, and just branching out from there. It's almost just like if you're a professional soccer player. They're both, I would say, professional aspects Because if you think about it, there's NBA players that I've seen take pictures with Call of Duty players. Like they both correlate what's called very close. And even people that play physical sports play esports, and people that play esports play physical sports. So they're very similar. It really depends what the kid really wants to pursue, and always having that back burner is always great to have.
Remember, it's a wonderful opportunity to be a part of a team. We know social emotional learning can really help a student find their identity and keep them motivated to push forward. I would say that motivation can be more important than being in tip-top physical shape. I hope you gained something from this video. Maybe you can see esports in a new light. Let's just help students find the best atmosphere for them to succeed in their younger years. Thanks for watching.